All right, we're heading down to Illinois this week. We're pumped. We're heading down there to see Evan and Randy. We know what we're going to expect there with them. In the past couple years, we leased some property, and then we also hunted some state land property. But this year, we're hunting with Evan and Randy. We're hunting on Randy's father-in-law's property this year, and he's kind of got it all set up. They don't really hunt it very much. He's got some trail camera pictures that he's been showing us all year. And we're just jacked up because we also get to hunt with them finally, and it's been a long time coming for us to hunt with them, and we're just jacked. We can't wait to get down there.
How are you? Got the guard dog?
Yeah.
Not quick. Nice to meet you.
Thanks.
Think better than Dad?
Yeah. A lot better than that. Pulled the guts out of the dog. The transmission started.
Did ya?
For real.
And Yep.
How long you had that thing? You have it for long. You're gonna be able to get that because of the size of the neck.
Yeah.
Up here around underneath the throat, it's like 26 or 27 inches.
Holy cow.
And we measured this one, and this one was like what? 22 or 23. So it's like
4 inches. We're out at the property now in Illinois. We're going back to hang a couple stands, so might ride a cow or two on the way back. Look good though. The weather's gonna be good. Property looks good, so about time to hand out some dirt naps.
All right, so the past couple years we had been, like I said earlier, we had been leasing property, we've been hunting on state land and all that kind of stuff, and this year, now that we're hunting with Evan and Randy, we know really what we're getting into. We know that the lease property that we had before was way different, or is way different than what we're going to be hunting in now, and on top of that, we kind of have an advantage of Evan and Randy knowing exactly what's been happening. They keep tabs on their properties like crazy. They know exactly what's happening. They manage them like crazy, and the deer quality there is just phenomenal. It's way different than what we had experienced in the past couple years, and now heading down there this year, it's just like we have a whole different attitude. It's like the attitude is totally different. It's way positive, way much better than it was beforehand, and in the past couple years, and we're just jacked to get down there. And I feel like that positive attitude that we've had this year and going down to Illinois this year is just it stepped us up from the past couple years. So we're excited to get down there. There's no doubt about it, and we're just jacked to be hunting with Evan and Randy and be hanging out with them for the week. Alright, it's our first morning in Illinois. We got down here yesterday and hung some stands. Last night I was kind of worried about how loud we were because we were in here a little bit later than what we wanted to be. But it was windy, and it's windy today kinda, and it's actually working on brewing up a storm for tomorrow. So, I don't know, it's not really cold today. It's like 55 degrees out, and it's overcast, but we're gonna see what happens because the spot that we're sitting in hasn't been, or the property that we're sitting in hasn't been hunted but once this entire year so far, so, and it never really gets hunted that hard. Basically somebody just comes out here and gun hunts one day out of the year. So stick with us. We're in Illinois. It's the land of the giants, so we'll see what happens.
It's 35 yards right in the wide open, so if we can get a big one into that, we're set. Okay, so we went back to the house. We were shooting bows, hanging out with Evan. Then Randy showed up, and the weather was really hot, but we figured Randy'd been seeing these deer in this one specific corner of this field, so we're gonna go give that a shot. Either way, it's hot. We're hoping it doesn't mess up the rut, but we're in Illinois with Evan and Randy. Can't get much better than that. We just got set up in the tree. As you can tell, it's windy, so pretty sweet setup. We're gonna sit here, see what happens. Don't have a ton of expectations for tonight because of the weather, but can't kill them sitting on the couch either, so we're out here. We're trying, and hopefully it pays off. Just had that buck come through. Randy's over there in that field, so I'm texting him right now to tell him that there's a buck coming his way. That happened so quick, it wasn't even funny. Here's the deal, Randy is we're basically sitting on this ravine. Randy's in the other field on the other side of the ravine. We just had a buck come through talking to doe. I'm trying to text Randy to tell him there's a buck coming that way. We hear him, stop him, we can hear him shoot. Buck comes running down through. Brandon just said he could see blood squirting out as he was running. He took off with his tail down, so hopefully we got a buck down. So we spent most of that next day after Randy shot his deer looking for that deer. I mean, we put our time in. That's one of the things that we want to make sure you do is after you shoot a deer, put your time in, see if you can find it. The weather just wasn't on our side. It was raining. We lost blood. From the way it was bleeding, that deer's gonna live till next year, and hopefully we get another whack at it. Went onto the neighbor's property. They were nice enough to let us track it over there. So, I mean, we've definitely put our time in. If that was a lethal shot, we definitely would have found him by that point. So we feel confident next year we're gonna get another whack at him. All right, we're gonna get to this quick because we're down in the bottom here. I hardly want to make any noise at all. I don't even want to come close to talking. We just got up here. We're set up down in the bottom of this wood lot, and it's thicker than snot up here. We are in the only opening in the entire wood lot, and they're just following through here like crazy. This is kind of like the honey hole. One of Evan and Randy's honey holes. And I've been seeing a lot of good bucks on trail camera coming through here. Evan or Randy just texted me and said that they already had one come through past them. So they're obviously moving. So we're gonna get to hunting and see what we can see. Alright, so it's a new day. We're moving over to a different farm. It's really windy today. That storm finally moved out, and the way that we're set up today is we're kind of all in a triangle, and I'm in the woods, and then Josh and Evan are out in the pasture kind of, and so they can kind of see everything going on, and we're all kind of talking back and forth, and things start happening, deer start moving, and once you know it, one comes in towards Josh. Me and Brandon are sitting out in the middle of this pasture. It's basically one big tree out in the middle of this field, but the bucks have been chasing does around here, so we're hoping if we get lucky we can have one push a doe by us. It's super windy, hard to hear, and all of a sudden we see a buck go over the hill in front of us into the little wood lot. And so we're sitting there, all of a sudden it starts coming back, and it's coming towards us, kind of angling away. I'm throwing everything at him. I'm grunting at it, snort wheezing at it. I'm using the bleat can at it, and it can't hear us. I'm starting to get frustrated. He kind of sort of turns at us to go around a brush pile. I pull back, range him at like 57 yards. Normal day I would have felt comfortable shooting that far, but the wind's blowing, I can't steady my bow. On the good note, he's going towards Jordan, so hopefully since he got past me, Jordan can get a whack at him.
That deer gets past Josh, and I get a text from, I can't remember if it's Josh or Randy. Somebody says that deer's coming towards me, and wouldn't you know it, I wouldn't say more than a minute later, that deer starts stepping foot into the only opening that we got. It's kind of weird because I had told Zach about 5 or 10 minutes earlier that deer, if he steps right on that trail right where he's heading, that it's basically slam dunk. And he comes right where we needed him to, and I don't know what happened, but I shot right over his back. And that stuff, I don't know if I got something against me, but it just seems to always happen, and whatever, it happens to everybody, and it just kind of sucks. But I was down in the dumps for a while, and now I got a stand named after me. Randy actually refers to that stand as the stand that Jordan missed the deer out of. And that's the truth. That's how he says it every single time. It's kind of funny, but it's real. So after last night, I was pretty much down in the dumps. It was I wasn't really happy with myself, but we were going out there because that day it seemed like it was the most perfect morning in the world. We got up in the stand, even though we kind of got out there a little bit late. That morning was absolutely perfect. It was a crisp, cool morning. I mean, there was hardly any wind, and the wind that actually was there, if there was any, was in our favor. It just couldn't have got any better. And then, you know what? The dogs start coming through. We had dogs coming through, and then one guy actually came right up under my stand and started sniffing the ladder. But after that, I just threw the horns together, kind of started grunting, and just playing around a little, even though I was a little bit mad after the dogs come through. And once you know it, that deer, he comes stepping right off of property next to us, or kind of the separation of the property next to us, and he come out and came right down towards us and just did exactly what we needed him to do. He came and gave me a great shot. bucks come through this morning, and we weren't even. We were bummed because they come through and made a ton of noise. I don't even know what to say.
Love is a strong word, I mean it. Baby, I mean it when I say I love where this thing's headed. This concrete city's running me ragged. Let me tell you, I've had it. It's a simple life I used to know.
How's the about, dude? Poor Birdman. Sorry, little buddy.
Dodging the blue lights. I sit down a cooler for a highlight.
Finally, I bagged my first Illinois buck. I'd been hunting Illinois for 3 years now and passed up all kinds of deer. And this year was a year of memories. Country Born Traditions is more than just a hunting show. We are all comprised of traditions and memories. And to me, this deer symbolizes just that. Being able to hunt and spend time with Evan and Randy is something that we don't always get to do. And having the opportunity to share this experience with them was absolutely priceless. And even though Josh, Evan, and Randy hunted hard for the next 3 days, none of them were able to have the opportunity to shoot a deer while we were down there. I do know one thing for sure though. We will be back to plant food plots, do some turkey hunting, and obviously some more deer hunting. And also just hang out. These are the experiences we live for. These are Country Born Traditions. The traditions start here.